Hello, English learners, and welcome back to Podcast English Learning. I'm Marco, and I'm Erica. How are you today, Marco? I'm doing really well and super excited. Why? Because today's lesson is fun, useful, and totally real. We're talking about a very common and a little embarrassing situation: forgetting someone's name. Yes, it happens to all of us, right? In this episode, we'll use real English, the kind native speakers use in everyday life. So don't worry, just relax, enjoy, and remember. You're here to learn English you can actually use. Let's get started. Now let's listen to the conversation for the very first time. This dialogue is going to sound a little fast, but please don't worry, because even if you don't understand everything right now, after we study together, you will be able to follow it perfectly. Imagine this situation. Nick and Anna meet by chance outside the office. It is not planned, just one of those everyday moments. They greet each other, talk about where they work, and even mention the conference they both attended last week. Everything seems completely normal until something a little awkward happens. Nick suddenly realizes he has forgotten Anna's name. That can feel so embarrassing, right? But it is also something that happens to many of us, not only in our personal life with friends or family, but also in professional situations at work. While listening, I want you to pay close attention to three very useful phrases. The first one is "in a bit of a hurry," which is a natural way to say someone is short on time. The second phrase is "contact details," which means the basic information we share so that people can reach us. And finally, "slipped my mind," which is a polite way to admit we forgot something. Now relax, listen carefully, and try to catch these expressions in the dialogue. Here it comes. Now it is time for our language takeaway. In this section, we look at some very useful words and phrases from the dialogue, and we practice them together so you can really understand and use them. The first phrase is "in a bit of a hurry." Let's say it slowly: in a bit of a hurry. This is a great expression because it sounds natural and polite. When someone says, "I'm in a bit of a hurry," it means they don't have much time. They are moving quickly, maybe rushing to do something else. For example, "Can you drive faster?" "I'm in a bit of a hurry." Another example, "And I can't talk right now. I'm in a bit of a hurry." And one more. "I'm in a bit of a hurry, so I'll check these files later." Did you hear the idea? It always means you are short on time. Our second phrase is "contact details." Say it with me: contact details. This phrase is often used in professional or business situations. It simply means your personal information that allows people to reach you. For example, your name, phone number, email address, or maybe your mobile number. Usually you can find contact details on a business card. So if someone asks, "Can I have your contact details?" they are just asking how to get in touch with you. And finally, our third phrase is "slipped." Say so remember these three: in a bit of a hurry, contact details, and slip my mind. Now it is time for putting it together. This part of our lesson is designed to help you connect words and phrases so that you can sound more fluent and natural when you speak English. It is not just about learning single words, but about learning how words actually fit together in real-life conversations. Our first phrase today is "around here." Say it with me slowly: around here. This simply means close by or near this place. For example, you might ask, "Excuse me, is there a bank around here?" Or, "Is there a cafe around here where I can sit and study?" Now we can change this phrase slightly to say "right around the corner." That means something is very close, maybe on the next street. For example, and there's a great restaurant right around the corner. Another variation is around there. You could say, Los Angeles is a great city. I used to live around there, meaning you lived close to Los Angeles. These small changes give you flexibility and make your English sound more natural. Our second phrase is terrible with. This is very useful when you want to say you are not good at something. For example, you're terrible with numbers. You can't even remember your own phone number. Another one, I'm terrible with directions. I always get lost. And one more, I'm terrible with faces. I can never remember what people look like. See how simple and clear it is? Just say terrible with, and then add the thing you are not good at. So remember around here, right around the corner, around there, and terrible with. Practice these phrases, imagine real situations, and soon they will become part of your everyday English. Now it is time to listen to our dialogue again, but this time we will hear it at a slower speed. The reason we do this is very simple. When you listen the first time, the conversation may feel too fast, and you probably miss some words or details. But after learning the new vocabulary, your brain is ready to catch the phrases more clearly. Listening again at a slower pace will help you connect the sounds, understand the meaning, and feel more confident. So let's review the situation. Nick meets Anna by chance near the office. They talk about the conference, about work, and Nick says he is in a bit of a hurry. He offers his card and asks if Anna still has his contact details. But then something awkward happens. Nick admits that her name has completely slipped his mind. Anna is very kind. She tells him her name is Anna Faris, and she even says she is also terrible with names. This makes the conversation feel more natural and less stressful. As you listen carefully now, try to focus on the key phrases we studied. In a bit of a hurry, contact details, slip my mind, around here, and terrible with. Are you ready? Let's listen slowly, together. Now it's time for our Fluency Builder. This is the part of the lesson where we take simple phrases and show you how to use them in a way that sounds smooth, natural, and closer to the way native speakers actually talk. Remember, fluency is not only about grammar and vocabulary, it's also about rhythm, tone, and choosing expressions that feel right in daily life. At the beginning of the dialogue, Anna greeted Nick by saying, "How's it going?" This phrase is wonderful because it is short, casual, and very natural. Many students usually say, "How are you?" or "How are you doing?" And of course, those are perfectly correct. But "how's it going" has a relaxed, friendly feeling. It is something you would say when you meet a friend, a coworker, or even someone you just run into on the street. Let's practice it together. How's it going? Try to imagine meeting someone and smiling while you say it. Doesn't it sound friendly? Now let's connect this to real life. Have you ever forgotten someone's name right after meeting them? I know I have, and it can feel very embarrassing. In fact, Marco shared a story about forgetting the name of his own uncle during a big family reunion. There were many relatives around, people he hadn't seen in years. And when he looked at his uncle, his mind went completely blank. He had to whisper to a cousin, "Hey, who is that guy?" And the cousin said, "That's Uncle John." Imagine how uncomfortable that was. He ended up calling him just Uncle because he couldn't remember his actual name. Situations like this happen to all of us. But there are some smart tricks you can use, especially in professional settings. One helpful technique is to politely ask for someone's business card. Usually the full name, job title, and contact details are right there. Another method is to ask for their email address, because most emails contain the person's complete name. These strategies are simple, but they can save you from an awkward moment and help you maintain confidence in a conversation. So in today's Fluency Builder, remember two key lessons. First, practice using "how's it going?" instead of always saying "how are you?" It will make your English sound more natural. Second, don't panic if you forget a name. Use small tricks like asking for a card or an email, and you will handle the situation with ease. Now it's time to listen to our dialogue one more time, but this time you will hear it at a completely natural speed, just like real-life conversation. This step is very important because it helps you challenge your ears and notice how fluent English actually sounds. At first, it may feel a little fast, but remember, you now know the key expressions, the context, in the situation. Listen carefully and see how much more you understand compared to the first time. Try to catch phrases like "in a bit of a hurry" or "slipped my mind." Ready? Let's listen naturally. Now we have arrived at the final part of today's lesson, our audio review. This is where we take all the new words and expressions we learned and we practice them again in a fun, active way. Think of this as a set of listening flashcards. I will first give you the meaning, and your job is to think of the word or phrase. After a short pause, I will say the correct answer, and then we will practice it in a sentence. Are you ready? Let's begin. The first meaning, how are you? But in a more natural, casual way. Do you know it? That's right. How's it going? Try saying it out loud. How's it going? Example. Hey Sarah, how's it going? Next one. Close to here. The answer's around here. Example. Is there a bank around here? Variation. Right around the corner, which means very near, maybe on the next street. Example. There's a nice cafe right around the corner. Another variation. Around there. Example. I used to live around there, near Los Angeles. Next, moving quickly, having no time. The phrase is in a bit of a hurry. Example. I can't talk right now. I'm in a bit of a hurry. Now, information required to contact someone, for example, phone number or email address. The answer is contact details. Example. Here is my card with all my contact details. Next one. Something has been forgotten. That has slipped my mind. Example. I'm sorry, your email completely slipped my mind. Next. Not good at something. The phrase is terrible with. Example. I'm terrible with directions. I always get lost. Here is another. Someone you know but who is not a close friend. That's acquaintance. Example. He's not my best friend, just an acquaintance from work. Next. Forgetting things easily. That is forgetful. Example. My grandfather is very forgetful. He always misplaces his glasses. Now, move quickly, not have much time. The phrase is in a rush. Example. She left the office in a rush to catch the train. And finally, to know and remember someone or something you have seen before. That word is recognize. Example. I didn't recognize him at first because he was wearing sunglasses. Great job. We have now reviewed all of today's vocabulary. Let's say them one more time together. How's it going? Around here, right around the corner, around there, in a bit of a hurry, contact details, slipped my mind, terrible with, acquaintance, forgetful, in a rush, and recognize. The more you listen, repeat, and practice these words, the more natural they will feel. Congratulations, you have completed today's lesson. Remember, learning English is not about speed, it's about consistency. Keep practicing a little every day, and soon these expressions will become part of your own English.